Why did the US and Israel bomb Iran? The truth will blow your mind. In June 2025, the world watched as Israel and the US launched a 12-day war on Iran, targeting its nuclear sites and shaking the Middle East. The official story? Stop Iran from building a nuclear bomb. But was it really just about nukes, or is there a deeper game at play? From regime change to oil and global power, let's uncover the real reasons behind this war and why it matters to you. Let's start with the headline reason: Iran's nuclear program. For years, Israel and the US have feared Iran is racing toward a nuclear bomb. On June 13, 2025, Israel launched airstrikes, hitting key sites like the uranium metal conversion plant at Esfahan, a facility critical for shaping uranium into a bomb's core. The US joined on June 22nd, using massive bunker-buster bombs to target underground sites like Fordo. According to the Institute for the Study of War, these strikes effectively destroyed Iran's ability to enrich uranium for weapons, at least for now. But here's the catch. US intelligence says Iran was still months, maybe years, from a bomb, and the strikes only set them back a few months. So why act now? Some say it was a preemptive move, driven by Israel's fear of an existential threat. Others argue the nuclear threat was overhyped to justify the war. What do you think? There's more to this than nukes. Iran's regime was already on shaky ground: economic collapse, public unrest, and a new president, Mossad, struggling to hold it together. Then comes the war. Israel's Mossad had infiltrated Iran's top political and military circles, leaking secrets and exposing vulnerabilities. The New York Times reported on June 28, 2025, that Israel saw a chance to not just hit nuclear sites, but to weaken the entire regime. Was this a calculated push for regime change? The strikes hit more than nuclear facilities. Airfields, missile sites, and command centers were flattened. Iran's military was humiliated, and its leaders scrambled to respond. Some on X, like @the_Navroop Singh, argue this was about flattening Iran's power, not just its nukes. But here's the question. Did the US and Israel want a new government in Tehran, or just a weaker one they could control? And it's clear this war wasn't just about Iran. It's about who controls the Middle East. Iran backs groups like Hezbollah and Hamas, which challenge Israel's security. It's also cozying up to Russia and China, threatening US dominance. Posts on X, like one from @Nixt888, call Israel the tip of the spear for Western interests, with the US using this war to keep Iran in check and secure the region's oil and trade routes. Oil's a big piece of this puzzle. Iran's a major producer, and any chaos there spikes global prices. The US and Israel have long wanted stability in oil-rich regions, but stability on their terms. Some analysts say this war was less about nukes and more about sending a message to Iran's allies: step out of line and you're next. The Economist noted on June 26, 2025, that Israel's war was also about proving it could strike Iran and survive. The cost? 627 lives in Iran, 28 in Israel, and a region on edge. Was this about security, or was it a power grab to reshape the Middle East? What does Iran say? Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei called the war an attack on Iran's sovereignty, claiming the US and Israel failed to stop their nuclear program. AP News reported on June 26, 2025, that Iran's parliament is now fast-tracking plans to block UN nuclear inspectors, signaling they're doubling down. Khamenei even claimed Iran struck a US base in Qatar, though the US called it a minor attack with no casualties. But here's where it gets messy. Some on X, like @WorldByWolf, argue the nuclear threat was exaggerated, based on shaky Israeli intelligence. Others, like @RyLiberty, call it a Western plot to destabilize the region for global control. Conspiracy or not, the wars left Iran wounded but defiant, vowing to rebuild its nuclear program. So, who's telling the truth? The US-Israeli war on Iran lasted 12 days, but its impact will last years. Was it about stopping a nuclear bomb, crushing a rival regime, or securing global power? 627 dead in Iran, 28 in Israel, and a world left questioning who's really in control. The ceasefire, brokered by President Trump on June 24, 2025, stopped the bombs but not the debate. This isn't just a Middle East story, it's about the world we all live in. Oil prices, global tensions, your future, it's all connected. Want to know more? Follow us on X for the latest updates and deep dives. Question everything, stay informed, and let's uncover the truth together.